Hello and welcome to our first Meet the Organisation event of 2024. My name is Lisa Fayishka. I am the Volunteer Centre Manager at Voluntary Action Reigate in Banstead. And we would like to welcome Harry and Luca, who are from Mentell. And I will leave it over to you, Harry.
Thank you. Thanks, Lisa.
Let me just share my screen. Yeah.
Brilliant. So as Lisa mentioned, we're from Mentell. So just got an information pack here just to give an overview of who we are, what we do, and then we're also going to talk about a couple of volunteering opportunities towards the end of it. So if you just scroll down, Lisa. Keep going. So we are a mental health charity that provide any man aged over the 18 with a safe and confidential space where you can talk free from advice and free from judgment. So we offer online peer-to-peer support every Monday night, 7 till 9 p.m. So anyone in Surrey runs on Zoom. We do have some physical circles up in the northwest of England where the charity originated, but for anyone down south, it's on Zoom and it's a completely free service. And you can sign up on the main page of the website, and there's no waiting list. So you could sign up for support today and be receiving it on Monday night. So as you can see on the right-hand side there, so actually it's really sad statistic that most men will not seek any help either from a GP or other health professional. And they'll go on to take their own life in 72% of all cases. However, we do know that us as guys, we like to go out for a pint, we get a haircut and have a natter with the barber, grab a coffee with mates, or head down the gym, or even in the workplace, we have those conversations. So it's all about going into those environments and just raising awareness of men's mental health. And the service that we offer in the heart of our communities. If you scroll down for me, please. So I won't read all of this out. This is a little bit of information from Andy, our CEO here at Mentell. And he's one of the founders of the organization. So about 7 years ago, it started in 2017, and it was just a bunch of guys, who are really strangers messaging each other on Facebook saying I'm not feeling all right, I need to have a chat. So they met up in a scout hut one night, sat around in a circle, and everything's just evolved from there really. And if you go down to the next one, Lisa, I think it's got a little bit more information there about Andy. So that's really where it started, in a scout hut in the outskirts of Stockport, and it's grown into this rather large national charity now. So we're commissioned in Cheshire East, Cheshire West, Derbyshire, Hertfordshire, and Surrey County Council commissioned us last year. So that's where me and Luca have come into the picture there. So if you go down a little bit more, Lisa. So yeah, we'll just play this video just to give you a little bit of overview of the charity and the vision that we have. So if you just press play. Yeah. Thanks, Lisa. Hopefully that video just kind of encapsulates in about 2 minutes the whole ethos and values of Mentell, and kind of translating that into the circle on Monday night. So it's a space where guys can just come and share how we used to thousands of years ago around a fire. Obviously, we don't have fires lit on Zoom. A bit of an issue with that, but just that general ethos of, guys sitting around sharing whatever's on their mind. And, it doesn't have to be that you're at that crisis point where, you're thinking about taking your own life. It can be the everyday, stresses of daily life, financial worries, relationship issues, low level depression, literally anxiety, literally anything where, you can come together. It's a safe and confidential space. Nobody's going to advise you to do anything. Nobody's going to judge you for anything that you might say. And it's just where you can start to offload some of that baggage of everyday life and start to empty that little bag of worries we all carry around with us everywhere we go. And you can just leave it there on a Monday night, and you don't have to worry about it throughout the week. If you just scroll down a little bit more for us, please, Lisa. Yeah, so I won't read all of these out, but these are just some of the statistics that go behind it and kind of inform everything that we do, both in terms of facilitating in Circle on Monday nights and the community work that myself and Luca do down here in Surrey, which we'll go into in a little bit more detail. But just, and speaking for myself, like, men are less likely to access help and ask for help when we need it. And, we're 3 times more likely to die by suicide than women. And that's not to, get into the gender divide here. It's just to inform what we're doing and getting that support out there for men. And if you go down a little bit more for me, Lisa. Yeah. So the other arm of the charity is out in the community. So we run a Turn Your Bar Blue campaign. So we've got about maybe 60 or 70 pubs across Surrey that are signed up to our campaign. So it runs the first week of every month, and the pubs put out beer mats, which have quotes from our service users on them, along with signposting material and collection pots. And actually, through that campaign, that's where most of our members come through. So 45% of everyone who comes through to using Mentell on the Monday nights come from seeing either a beer mat or a leaflet in the pub. So it's a really, really powerful campaign for us. And when me and Luke are out in the community, we just sometimes we have what seems like random conversations with people, but actually it turns out to be something much more than that. And if you go down for me, please, Lisa. Yeah, so these are just some images here of some of the pubs that are running across the nation. We also have like t-shirts as well. These are just some of the venues that support us. So I think we're actually up to about 4,000 men who've accessed Mentell from the last data I saw. So it's really, really growing. We're going really fast, really quickly. Real great support out there from everyone in the community. If you go to the next one, please, Lisa. Yep, so 2 million beer mats in circulation. That's a lot of beer mats to keep topping up. Over 1,000 pubs and bars nationwide. 600 is the average number of men who find us through that campaign in the pubs. And yeah, as I said, it's the single biggest source of men finding Mentell. And if you just scroll down for a minute, Lisa. Yeah, and just some feedback and quotes and reviews from members who've used the service for all sorts of different reasons. So like as I was saying before, like going through significant changes in life and you don't really know what to do, and you can't see the wood for the trees. Mentell just allows you just to explore that space where we believe everyone has their own answers inside of them, and it's just, sometimes we need that space just to work through it all without anyone actually advising us on what to do, because actually we know deep down ourselves what it is that we need to do. And as Luke says there on the right, it's about taking that mask off that we wear with us everywhere we go, and almost like we're pretending to be someone else. And actually with Mentell, you don't need to pretend to be anyone. You can just be yourself, and everyone's really accepting of that. And I think there's a few more quotes on the next page as well. Yeah, and this top left one, like having a good night's sleep, it's just like you know, you come here and you think you're just going to talk about X, Y, and Z, but actually the repercussions of that are so much more. And just having a good night's sleep is like what people need just to be able to have that clarity of mind. And I just want to draw your attention to the bottom right one as well. Hearing other people's stories makes people feel less alone. There's no obligation for anyone to speak in circle if they don't want to speak. They can just simply sit and listen to other guys sharing their stories, and that's enough for some members. You know, they resonate with other people. What they're saying might not be the exact same experience or circumstances, but there's similarities in there, and it's just the things that happen on a Monday night are just really magical. If we go down to the next one, Lisa. Oh yeah, so that's kind of like an overview of the charity. So we'll talk a little bit now about volunteering opportunities. I'll talk about facilitation in Circle, and then Luca will talk about community side afterwards. So we have volunteering opportunities for guys to facilitate and lead circles on Monday nights. So for anyone in Surrey, initially it will be on Zoom. We don't yet have physical circles set up, but that is one key objective we're looking to do this year in 2024 in Surrey, is get a physical circle set up. We're open to where that location might be. It depends on where facilitators come from. So we need at least 4 guys in each area to be able to set up a physical circle. So facilitation training is all carried out by mentoring through fully structured process, and there's training that goes alongside that as well. So initially, if you do want to come in that way, you'll start off as shadow, and so as a shadow, you have no direct responsibility for anything in terms of facilitating or managing the circle. Your primary role there is to engage as a member, and learn from the facilitation team. So you're just observing what the current facilitators are doing, how they're managing the time, how they're managing member shares, how they're managing member interaction. So you have no obligation to do anything at that point. And you only need to attend one circle before you shadow. So you could sign up on today, be in circle on Monday if you're a new member. And then at that point, you can then say, yeah, actually, I want to learn a bit more. I want to start shadowing. And so when the time is right for you, you then progress to a support facilitator. So you're assisting the lead in upholding the 7 principles and ensuring general good circle hygiene. So our 7 principles are safety, confidentiality, respect, free from judgment, free from advice, free from commitment, and freedom to share or listen. So you're just making sure that all the members in the circle are aware of all of those things, and kind of sticking to that in that 2-hour session on the Monday night. And then the next step from there is up to lead facilitator. So where you'll be responsible for leading the circle and helping to create, communicate, and instill the Mentell way. So which that can include the 2-minute reminder before circles. So that's a little bit of prep time for the lead and the support facilitator just before they open circle. And then delivering the opening and closing scripts and allocating time for member shares. And again, just maintaining good circle hygiene and ensuring everyone's sticking to those 7 principles. So there's no set timeline for all of this. Everything's done at the individual's pace, as you're mentored through the facilitation procedure, with full training provided. So there's training provided outside of that circle time as well. So you're fully supported along the way. And we also have peer supervision sessions every week. So that if there's anything you're unclear about or just need that extra support, then we have a fully trained counsellor who runs those peer supervision sessions every step of the way. I'm hoping that kind of made a little bit of sense to people out there. So that's kind of like the facilitation side of Circle. And I'll hand over to Luke to talk about the community side.
Thanks, Harry. Yeah, so on the community side, we also have volunteering opportunities. We've got a significant number of venues that are already signed up to our Turn Your Bar Blue campaign. And that means we have to top up their beer mats and their leaflets and other paraphernalia every 6 to 8 weeks. And as you know, Surrey is quite a big county, and even within East Surrey, we're signing up more and more venues. And so we would absolutely love somebody to offer up their time to help support us in delivering these materials, like beer mats, like leaflets, around to the venues that we're signing up week by week. There are obviously lots of venues that need topping up on a regular basis, but there'll be more and more as Harry and I work together to sign more venues up. And generally, people are really welcoming towards us, and really receptive because of the cause and because of how well the charity is marketed and how it's run, and how much it's supporting men that need the support for their mental health, emotional well-being. So it's a really nice kind of role to have. People like I've not had a bad week with Mentell, and I think that is due to the cause, and how much it's needed in the community. So yeah, as I say, we would love somebody to step in as a volunteer, just to give up a bit of their time every week. All of that can be discussed with Harry and I, all the details. We'll have kind of in-depth discussions about it. And if it's right for the person or the people that want to get involved, great. If not, that's absolutely fine. And yeah, just want to reiterate, in East Surrey specifically, we're covering Epsom, Redhill, Reigate, Caterham, and Lingfield. We've already got venues that are supporting us in those areas. But as I say, we're going to be signing up more and more in that area as well. Yeah, we're also covering other areas in Surrey, all over Surrey, really. So if anyone's watching from outside of the Surrey area, yeah, please do get in touch if you also feel drawn to help us, support us, get involved in Mentell. It's a really great organisation, and there's yeah, there are more and more opportunities kind of in the pipeline. So yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you both. What a great organisation. Yeah. And yeah, if anybody would like to volunteer, please do get in touch. Would you like them to email either of yourselves? I know my screen's blurry, so I can't see. I don't know if it's blurry for you.
Yeah,
or
it's a little bit blurry.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's the community email address, so that'll go up to Joe.
okay,
Alternative, people can contact us directly. So I'm surrey@mentell.org.uk,
okay.
and Luca's luca@mentell.org.uk. So email either one of us, and we're happy to have an informal chat with people. We can go for a coffee or something, just so people can get a little bit more information and understand what's expected. So it's a great charity. It's really fun.
It is.
You spend quite a few of your days in pubs across Surrey. What more can you ask for?
Why not? I've just got a couple of questions. So when you say about the training, do you train each person, or will that be in a group? Do you have like set times for your training?
So the training normally runs on either a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night. But I don't think that's every week, so the dates are staggered.
Right.
So that's done with all the facilitators. So no matter what level you're at, shadow, support or lead or mentor, everyone's invited to come to that. So everyone receives the same training.
Fantastic. And on the community side, are expenses paid for volunteers? Like if they're going to
I'd
go
have to
around?
double check that.
Okay,
That's a good question, which I don't have the answer to right now,
that's
but
fine.
I can certainly double check that.
That's fine. That's fine. Um, and do you receive corporate volunteers? We get quite a lot of team volunteers come through, like businesses asking us if they can do team projects. So if anybody that works for, corporate, and they've got their employee volunteering day, can they come along and volunteer with you? I know
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
that's kind of more ad hoc. So,
Yeah.
but if there's any like teams that would like to come along, could they, or would you like to hear from them?
Yeah, absolutely. literally anyone who wants to volunteer, we're happy to have a chat and see what might
Okay.
happen.
Okay.
But certainly, yeah, team volunteering, absolutely up for it.
Brilliant. And do people need references when they volunteer with you?
No, they don't.
You don't. Okay.
So what will happen is they can contact me in the first instance, and I'll put them in contact with Nick at the charity. So Nick runs the whole volunteering recruitment,
Okay.
and they'll just have an informal conversation
Okay.
with them.
Right.
So no references are needed, and
Right.
no experience in this kind of field. You know,
Right.
we're not a counselling service. Um, it's kind of, we're just holding space for guys to be able to talk.
Yeah.
So no experience is needed in this area. It's just that wanting to be able to support other
Right.
men and hold that
Okay.
space for them.
Okay. So it's a really easy volunteer role to get involved with. So no DBS
Yeah.
checks either. So
There are DBS checks that come further down the line as
okay.
you progress up to support and lead. But like for shadows
For shadow.
coming
Right.
in,
Okay.
there's no requirement there because there's no commitment at that stage to progress onto support and lead.
Right.
So DBS checks do come further down the line as you progress.
Fantastic.
I
Thank
hope that
you.
makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. And what is the minimum amount of time a volunteer can volunteer with you? You said that your circles are between 7 and 9
7 and 9, yeah. So
in the
it'll be the 2 hours on the Monday night,
right,
maybe like 10-15 minutes just beforehand.
right,
Um, because the facilitators for each circle will just check in with each other, make sure they're okay to hold that space. So the 2 hours. And then there's a debrief at the end of circle, so up to about 9:15. So maybe 2.5 hours
two and a
on a Monday night.
half.
Yeah.
Right,
And
okay. And
again, like there's no commitment to come every week.
right, yeah, that's my next
Um, I
question.
could hear it coming.
Yeah.
Like we're all volunteering our time. We're
Yeah,
all understanding that other people have commitments outside of Mentell as well. Um, though we do encourage people to make it a regular thing because if you do, then you start to get into the flow of things and
yeah,
understand how things work. But
yeah.
you know, if there's a week or 2 weeks where you can't make it, it's absolutely fine. So
Okay,
facilitators will get an email sent out to them asking their availability for the following Monday, and you
right.
just say if they're available or not available, and that's kind of how it works.
And how many people are usually in the circle at a time? Do you have a
Um,
limit or
yeah, so we've got a maximum of about 12, 15
12?
guys in each
Right.
circle, just because we've got a 2 hour slot, so to give everyone the ability to be able to share. So at the moment we've got about 6 Zoom circles that run
Wow.
simultaneously, and then about I think 6 or 7 physical circles up in the northwest of England. And
Fantastic.
so hopefully we'll, as facilitators and volunteers that start coming through from Surrey, we can start looking at setting up physical circles because there is kind of a need for it. People are asking for physical
Yeah, for that
locations.
face to face. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, definitely. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you, Lisa.
yeah, so yeah, if you want to volunteer, get in touch with Luca or Harry or contact us at volunteer@varb.org.uk or give us a call on 01737 763 156. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks.
Thanks.